Hello and welcome to the QI. I'm your host DJ 10th Power.
And I'm your host, DJ Duce.
What you got for me today, bro?
Oh my bro, lots been going on since the last podcast.
Amen. Let's talk about it.
I say we dig into the whole streaming wars thing. You've seen that Disney Plus is now offering services for like I want to say $6.99 a month or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. It's like $6.99 with commercials and $8.99 without commercials or ads, I guess.
Right. So yeah, they jumping in the game now, and you figure you got you got Hulu, you got Netflix,
Amazon,
HBO, CBS.
AT&T's, HBO Max, yeah,
I mean, the
Comcast.
list is endless, and
Yeah.
I mean, you got Netflix too. Like,
Peacock, I guess that's through NBC.
yes, Peacock. Yes, CBS. There's so many. There's Fubu TV.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Fubu TV. I was looking at them this morning.
I never even heard of that. Okay.
So like, there's just a bunch of services that offer all different streaming options, and that got me to like, there's definitely streaming wars going on now with all those
Right.
companies. You got NBC ganged into it. You got, I think Fox is looking into it. You got Disney now. You got Apple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got everyone.
That,
So the question is streaming cheaper than cable?
that's a good question.
That's what I want to know.
Because that's well, it's a monthly service, right?
Right,
It has original programming, right?
right.
So I would have to say that yeah, if you have series on there, and what I understand that they're bringing back old shows like Friends and things like that, and The Simpsons on the Disney Channel, and that's supposed to be a big thing. Um, I guess you can say that it's cheaper, right?
Right.
So, but they
And
say,
it's on demand, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And unlike your cable bill, which you have to lock into an agreement,
right?
a lot of these streaming services are just at will. So
Mhm.
if you want to have it for a month, cancel it out, not get it again for a whole year, you can do that. No
And
penalty.
I read that Disney, they said they had 10 million people sign up, but they don't know how many people actually committed after the sign up, because like the first month or first, I forgot how long it is free. So people may be just taking advantage of the free subscription and maybe not become a permanent subscriber.
Right. Well, I mean, it's too early in time for I'd say to with Disney because Disney just brushed it off and just took it off, and the content really isn't there yet. Just the same with Apple, like right now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're just new, so I think we got to give them time to see what they're going to offer because I'm under the impression that Apple's going to do original content. I know that. Disney, I don't think said anything yet, but wouldn't it be something that they would be interested in?
Well, I tell you, from the things that I've read, said that um, Disney has sort of at the start overtaken Netflix, and that Netflix actual stock had went down when Disney first came out. Now it's kind of leveled off. Netflix stock and it's going back up some, but they expect these two to really be the two top companies, Disney Plus and the Netflix.
Well, Netflix is ganging up now that the whole Disney is emerged onto the scene.
Mhm.
They're in talks, I think, with Nickelodeon to do something with Netflix.
Really?
So, yeah, it's getting very interesting. Like if you pay attention to that. But yeah, someone else said something to me. Like movie theaters are so slowly dying out. I mean, you got these streaming services now offering you a brand new movie like a Bird Box. You don't got to go to the movies no more to see. You can get it right on your streaming service.
How do you feel about that though? Because you're creating one industry, but you're killing another.
Right.
And these companies are offering nine-figure deals for this kind of programming and these movies and stuff.
Right.
So I mean, while it's great that there's content out there and people want it, but to kill an industry is kind of like what free mixtape did to music, isn't it?
I mean, it's a more cheaper version. I mean, you can figure go on Netflix and have that subscription for I think I pay 13 something a month. And when like a new Bird Box movie, a Marlon Wayans comes out, or even a Eddie Murphy that they talked about doing down the road will come
Mhm.
out, it's airing on Netflix. It's debuting today on Netflix. Like I ain't got to get up out the house, go to the movie theater, pay $25, $30 for ticket, get popcorn. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
go through that whole. I can for a low price of $13, we can get it into homes now of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you sounded like a commercial there real quick. But so okay, take me through this because I don't know about this too much. I
Okay.
have no streaming thing whatsoever. I've only heard of Netflix and I've read about these other companies. So does a box come with this? How does this work?
So any of the streaming services work right off your phone.
Okay,
Um, you got like you can work them off the gaming consoles. You can work them off your computers. The smart TVs have the apps built right into them now. So
okay.
it's basically on demand. Like you have it.
Wherever you want it, you can get it. That's
Yeah.
it. Wow. Okay.
And not to mention, like even like our bigger like DirecTV, they're offering DirecTV Go or Now or something now,
Hmm.
which you can get. I forget how many channels for a month, and it works off your right off your computer.
DirecTV has a bad name with me because when I had the service, as I was deciding to switch off, they
Hmm.
tried to hit me with some uh, you owe us $175 type thing, and I'm like, for what? Oh, we found pornography on your box. I'm like, why would I get dumb pornography from you guys where I could get it raw for free on my laptop? I
Right,
said, have you seen anything like this from me before or after I supposedly downloaded some movie?
right.
They said, no, you don't. You don't do. We could see that, but your box is showing this, so
And
we're gonna charge you.
how much was it?
Something like $175 bill or something like that.
$175 in pornography.
That's what they're saying, yeah. Now, I've never done pornography. I'll admit, I've done it on my phone, I've done it on my iPad, my laptop. I'll admit to that, right?
Right,
But why would I get some B-rated pornography off of DirecTV, right? You
right.
know? So it's like we're in this argument back and forth, but they want to offer me a contract. You stay with us for, another 3 years, we'll forgive the debt. I'm like, you forgive the debt first, and maybe I'll think about signing with you. But if they were like, okay, we'll just go on your account and take it. I say, you go on my account, and you've
So
lost
they're,
me forever.
so
Don't send me no nothing.
so they were trapping you more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Don't ever give me an ultimatum, folks, because you will lose with me. Okay, take the money. You'll never hear from me again. And of course, I've been getting the mailings from them,
Hmm.
and really, I want to say two words to them. One is a four-letter word, and the other one is you, Y-O-U. You know what the first word is. I would like to just send that back to them. Stop sending me stuff because I'm not re-signing with you.
Not
I don't
resigning.
care how good your product is. You lost me forever.
So when did you have DirecTV?
Shoot, this was about a decade ago.
Oh, so this is a while back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
I
so you,
really loved it because of the football package.
right. So that's why you initially got it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the sad part is it's cheaper, but like it, it loses service so easily.
Yeah, yeah, and that was one of the reasons why I left because you're getting snow on your roof, and that's it.
Right. No
Until
TV.
that snow clears, you're getting no signal.
Right.
So
Definitely.
when Fios came, I dived on it. Never had a problem since.
Yeah. That's just crazy. Like. But like I said, then it gives cable the room to upcharge and just the whole.
Really?
Yeah, like Comcast in this area can charge more, especially for like internet because we don't have anything else. You know what I mean? Your area is different. Like, what do you have in your area?
We have Fios, and we have everything. There's so much competition there, and that's how it should be. Because when I first moved there, I started out with Comcast, but their service was terrible.
Right. So now, yeah, we're stuck with Comcast here. We don't have the option for FiOS. I mean, we can get Verizon,
Wow.
but we can't get FiOS.
Wow, yeah, that definitely.
Yeah. So Comcast, yeah, we're stuck with Comcast.
Quibi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. They're a Los Angeles-based startup that aims to provide short-form series specifically designed for mobile devices, and they've already raised $1 billion. They're getting into the streaming competition,
Hmm.
and they inked a deal with CBS to provide a 6-minute program from the producers of 60 Minutes.
Hmm. Wow. And when was this?
I don't know when it went down, but the name of the company is Quibi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Quibi,
Quibi.
and it's run by Meg Whitman.
Hmm. That's interesting. I thought CBS has their own.
I don't know,
Oh, that's interesting.
but I tell you what, another way of looking at it, these things too,
Hmm.
investments.
Yes. Yes. Well,
Investments.
it's a hot market right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, I see cable. It's all going to be streaming probably in the next 5 years. Would
Hmm.
you agree to that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I can't remember when's the last time I had cable like Comcast,
Right.
and to know that I'm moving here and I'm stuck with Comcast is putting some tears in my eyes, man.
Um,
Because I don't want to deal with
well,
Comcast.
just
I'm,
don't.
I'm
So
keeping
wait,
it
keep on
honest.
going. Twitter.
I'm gonna have to do something.
For real, like service. Everything will be fine for like a good period of time, and then all
Hmm.
of a sudden, bam, no service for like a whole day.
I hate to put Comcast on blast like this, but I'm just going to be honest. I used to work for the company
Hmm.
in Rockville, Maryland, and I got so tired of lying to customers, I quit my job. That's how much it,
So what did they want you to lie about?
if there was an issue, issue them a credit. Give them a credit. Or tell them, they would give us some script that we would have to tell them, and it would all be
Did
nonsense.
you work for the residential side or the business side?
Residential.
The residential side.
Yeah, and that's what I hated the most about it because you could get an elderly person and they just want their TV,
Right.
and you're giving them this spiel and you just don't feel right, as a
Hmm.
person. It just didn't feel right to me. So after a month of training and then 2 weeks on the floor, I quit.
Wow.
I couldn't do that no more.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. So I imagine it's still the same.
Yeah, I imagine it's still the same. And in Montgomery County, they have to keep a certain level of a percentage of satisfaction
Right.
to keep the hold that they have on the county.
Hmm.
And it was lies, man. Those no, I'm just gonna say it.
Wow. So what are you gonna do now? You're stuck.
Well, I found another job, of course, but because this was a while ago.
Hmm.
But now I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have another improve your service is what you can do, or just beg to get files out here,
Yeah.
or switch back to another satellite company. It won't be direct TV, I tell you that much.
No.
Nope. Nope, they lost me forever. They lost me forever, God. That's the truth.
All right. So diving into Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Explain to me. I'll let you break this one down. I caught some of it, so I know some of what's going on. But start me at the beginning.
Okay, so,
Obviously, we know the whole stuff with Jay. We know the past stuff. But
right.
Start us from the beginning of recently.
So he was supposed to do this tryout in front of all 32 teams of representatives from the 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But from what my understanding, everything I read, he was presented with some disclosure or some waiver form that they wanted him to sign. They gave him this at the last minute, and they also didn't want this tryout open to the media, which he found unfair. I don't blame him for that.
Right.
So clearly he was prepared for something, and he had he moved the tryout to a high school in Atlanta, from what I understand. I think it was like an hour away from where the original tryout was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he welcomed all people, and he opened it to the media. And from what I understand, only 6 representatives went out of the 32.
Wow.
And he did his tryout. Apparently, he wore a T-shirt that made a reference to slavery. I never read the T-shirt, but this from what I've read and heard. And then he gave this speech afterwards, telling Roger, who's ever running the NFL commissioner and owners, stop fronting and give me my shot. It's been 3 years. Definitely he's better than a lot of those backup QBs that are
Right.
signed, even better than some of them starters out there.
Right.
And he deserves a shot. But I think the ugly part is that people actually think he blew it and that he doesn't really want to be quarterbacking, because if he did, he should have handled this another way.
Right. Right. It's like he's been gone too long, and there's like he's not gonna come back.
I
I don't know. It seems
no question
interesting.
he's blacklisted, right? No
Right.
question about that,
Right.
right? Okay, so my thing is, I get that he wanted to make a statement, and I have no problem with that. But could that have been done another way? Do the tryout, have 2 tryouts, have one for the teams, have the other one for the media. He could have easily did that, right?
Right.
But this is the way he wanted to control the situation. If I was his agent, I probably would have suggested 2 different tryouts on the same day.
Right. Just don't. Yeah. Cancel that.
Yeah, don't blow
And
the opportunity.
I heard it was like 10 or 15 minutes before it was supposed to take place. So everyone was like all set up, ready to go.
Right,
And like,
exactly.
oh, he's not even here. He's the whole way down in Atlanta.
Well, he was there, but he from what I understand, they made their move and he gave him the location. And like I said, if 6 guys can find their way, those are 6 guys that were truly interested in
Right.
seeing what he has.
Right.
Do you think he blew his opportunity though?
I don't know. It's too early to say.
They're saying now that there's 2 teams that are still interested in him.
And what 2 teams are those?
They wouldn't name his agent. Wouldn't name him.
They wouldn't name the teams.
But he said it's 2 serious teams.
All right. So as far as NFL is concerned right now, what teams are having issues?
Ooh, that's a good question. Carolina, because that their quarterback, whose name escapes me, he was hot for a minute, and now he's cold. I mean, his last
Cam
3
Newton?
games, he's thrown like 9 interceptions.
You mean Cam Newton?
He hasn't quarterbacked all season.
Oh, you see, I haven't been following football that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a little
Yeah. Yeah. So they're like 5-5 right now. I think Carolina is. So they're on the brink of either tanking or they could take it up another notch. And Kaepernick is that quarterback that could take it up another notch.
Right. So I'm curious to see how it plays out.
They're saying the Redskins might be another team too, but who wants to play for that owner?
Yeah.
Not me. I mean, he's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Sorry to all you Redskins fans, but you know, until you change that name from the Redskins to something else, because the name alone is insulting. I don't care what legacy it has attached to it, but until they change that name, and I was happy when the Atlanta Braves stopped that war chant that they was doing during games, and they actually tried to blame that they lost the playoff game because they weren't allowed to do the chant, and they didn't have those axes or whatever you call them, which I think is totally stupid for you to think something like that. You lost because you lost.
Exactly.
It's done. The winning and losing is done on a field, not in a chant.
Right.
Give me a break. It's an insult. It's an insult to people.
Right.
And I don't get what I don't understand why people don't understand that.
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, that just goes to show you where this country's at.
Yeah.
Speaking of where this country's at, what's up with your friend Donnie?
Who?
Donald. I know you got some updated news for us.
Oh, you know what? Please, this guy, please. He's like, I want a Senate trial with this impeachment thing. He wants a Senate trial, and man, you know what? That's going to be a whole other episode with this impeachment. Fiona Hill got in front of the House of Representatives and basically shot down everything, all these conspiracy theories, and the Republicans, I honestly believe, do not want to look at the truth and say it's the truth. They rather hide behind the fact and say, oh, it's her opinion.
Right.
Well, it's your opinion also that the Ukrainians had to have meddled. It's only her opinion, but according to you, they had to have done it. So what makes you so right and you so right and she's so wrong, yet she's on the front line in Ukraine?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Maybe we need a segment called "Come On, Man" or WTF. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like oh my God. Let's move on to music. Jesus.
Music.
Okay, we got Gangstar.
Yes.
And we got Dave East.
Yes. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Gangstar.
I mean, it's like best album of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
I really enjoyed it. Like.
Okay, well, tell me what you enjoyed about it.
Just hearing Guru's voice after all them years.
Amen to that.
And just the struggle and the battle that went, like hearing DJ Premier talk about how this came about. Like for years, those lyrics, all that stuff was locked up because of the other business partner, and just to be able to go to court and get that all clear and get all that. 16 years, like.
You talking about Solar, the other guy that Guru was with? Yeah. Oh, what a clown.
Yeah, he was holding up the verses in court and wasn't releasing it. So, yeah.
Wow.
He had to go to court and clear all that
I
between
didn't know that.
the 16 years. Yeah.
That's messed up.
But, yeah, I mean, so he got that stuff, and apparently it was a process from what I read. So he was...
I tell you what, when I listened to the album, okay, I thought the first 8 tracks were banging my head off. When I popped that CD and I was like, oh, snap. I was all excited. And after track 8, it kind of slowed up and got a little boring. And this is the problem I've always had with Gangstar albums. I think it's sometimes it's just way too many tracks.
Hmm.
And after a while, with Guru's monotone, you gotta have a banger beat behind that to keep the listener into that. And
Right.
I think the only thing that kept me in was what Guru was actually saying, because after track 8, Premier kind of lost me a little bit with his choice of music and beats and melodies.
Right.
And he picked it back up at the end, but for me, this album I'll give it a 3.5.
You give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I mean, so what were your top picks on the album if you had to pick three?
The first 8 and the last 2 were my last were dope all the way around from beginning to end.
Beginning and the end. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, I thought it was a good album. It's just nice, like I said, to hear it, and we might not ever get that again in life. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so you got to cherish those treasures. That's why we just
And I
say it's
probably
number
need
one
to
for
go
the
back
year.
and listen to it again.
Yeah.
Because you gave it your album of the year, so what would you rate that?
Yeah, I put it at 5. Just for the simple fact, like I said, the history behind it, the length of time that we didn't get an album like
Mhm.
that, and I think it was more of a surprise to a lot of people because there's been talks
was.
about it, but and then
Nothing.
all of a sudden, bam, the track with Cole came out,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other one, I forget, I think Bad Names or something came out. Yeah, so
Dope. It's a dope album, though. It's definitely dope. And like you said, it was definitely good to hear Guru's voice again. Now, Dave East, Survival.
yes, well the first track.
This was my album of the year.
Oh,
This
this is your
this
album
to
of the year?
me is my hip hop album of the year. Unless between now and December 31st something else comes out, this was a 5 mic to me. This to me was 5 stars. This to me is a complete 5 plus plus plus. Every track on here to me was a banger. Even I forgot what track it was called or what number it was, but it seemed like an old school beat from back in the 80s. Like, and it seemed more R&B-ish, but what he rapped on it out, it made it work. And that's what I love about Dave East, period. I'm a big Dave East fan, but I'm not giving him a 5 because I'm a fan. I'm giving it because I believe this album deserved it. He gave there's a thing about words and music and how they match together. Like
Right.
Purple Rain, dope album, perfect match of words and music. Run DMC's Raising Hell, perfect album, words, music, match. This to me, Survival was the same thing. Meek Mill Championship, words, music, dope. I
Right.
could go. For me, this album was it. The album of the year for me, rap album of the year. You?
I give it a 4. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't think. I don't know. There's a lot of other competition. I mean, if I'm gonna get, I got to figure Jim Jones's album
Hmm.
for as far as the year. I'm trying to wait to the end of the year until
And we'll have all this.
right because that's I got to sit there and think and
Mhm.
and gravitate on all the music because there's so much music
Yep.
that came out. Like I know we could sit here right now and try to do off the top of our head, and I guarantee we'll miss like 40% of the music.
Absolutely, absolutely. And will we? I guess we'll do an R&B as a separate category.
Yeah,
When
we'll do hip hop, R&B. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
figure
sure.
it out. What didn't you like? What made it go to just a 4 mic for you on this?
I don't know. It's just me. Well, like I said, I wasn't really expecting it. Number one, you told me about it, and I thought it was some older stuff that came out a few months back because it had the name Survival in it. And then I went on Audio Mac, and I'm like, oh, she was right. So I mean,
I found out about it by surprise. So
right. I don't know. I just thought that maybe to some of his other work that I enjoyed a little more maybe than this project. So maybe that's why I'm holding back that at one point.
okay, I hear you. I think that's what I appreciate about him the most. Even his mixtapes, I think he takes his projects seriously, and I think he makes dope mixtapes. I think this was a dope album.
Right.
And, but we still give him a high mark. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely. Yep. And there's going to be more music coming from him. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that people, because I read his initial numbers was like something like 30,000, which isn't bad, but I was kind of surprised it wasn't more.
Right. I mean, he still represents New York, so he's going to always get that stance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's going to be like, I'm already seeing memes online talking about, oh, he's the new king of New York. So
Well, he's trying to branch out from that. I mean, he's trying to do some crossover hip hop and stuff like that. So
Right.
hopefully people open up their ears because this is like the Gang Starr album. This is pure hip hop. What those two albums? Those are really two good albums.
Right.
For hip hop and not just trap stuff. You know.
Right. Definitely. So hip hop's coming back slowly.
Amen. Amen.
Definitely.
And that about does it for us on this episode of the QI. Don't forget to check us out. You can email us at theqipodcast@gmail.com.
You can hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at the QI Podcast. Let us know what you think some of the best albums so far of the year are. Hit us up on the email, definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Or you could go to our website, hit us up at www.theqipodcast.com.
Definitely, yes. We're everywhere. We're on Spotify, iTunes, is it Apple Podcasts
Apple
now.
Podcasts now.
Apple
yeah.
Podcast.
Audio Boom.
Yep, Audio Mac, everywhere. So
Definitely check us out. And that'll be it for us. I am your host, DJ 10th Power.
Oh, you already said
I already did that.
We should have just cut it off there.
Yeah, we should have. All right, y'all. Peace. Wow.